Hello everybody, this is Yousef and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to make one of those short videos that I showed about like 4 or 5 weeks ago and asked people if they wanted the full version of it, and they really wanted to. And this is a Italian dish merged with the Iranian dish. Ossobuco with the Iranian rice, which is Baghali Polo, is a rice with the Baghali fava beans and dill. Now, Ossobuco is one of the most famous dish in Italy, and they usually eat it with the different kind of thing, mashed potato, the vegetable is in there, or they have also one of their own rice, which is interesting, and they call it risotto. Risotto, interesting also, they make it with the saffron too. So I'm going to show that the risotto and our dish with our rice. Let's go over the ingredients and start making it. All right, Ossobuco actually means a real shank cut with the bone. And this what I have here is a beef. The reason is a beef because these days, mostly even Italian, they make it with a beef. There's two reasons. First of all, it's much easier to find and also much cheaper. So the only difference might be the time that needs to be cooked. Maybe half an hour more you have to cook the beef shank. And what I have here is about 1.5 kilogram, and it's up to you how many people they want to have it. So you can have it 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, 5 piece, is all up to you. And the rice that they eat it with, it's this one that if you see it's completely different from our rice, and this is risotto, and they use it with the butter and Parmesan cheese. For making the Ossobuco, you need a couple teaspoons of the tomato paste. Some people use tomato sauce, some Italian use the crushed pepper tomato. So it's up to you, but mostly they use the tomato paste. We need 5 cloves of garlic, 1 onion, it's going to be chopped, 2 stems of celery, and 2 carrots. It's about 3.5 or 4 cups of beef broth or beef stock. It's up to you. For getting the taste better, need a little bit of the rosemary and 2 bay leaves, and for the taste, pepper and a salt. You don't need anything else. I have a little bit liquid saffron here. For making our rice, I have 3 cups of the basmati rice. It's about like a cup and a half as fava. It's double peeled. Also, I have some dry dill. Okay, and I have some flour here for our meat, and we need some butter and also olive oil. Let's go and start making it. First we heat up our pan and a little bit of olive oil. All right, while it's getting hot, let's go and prepare our meat. Make sure you dry the meat first on both sides. And then for just keeping it the same shape, not to fall around apart, need to cut some of this cooking string and put them together very well, like this, and do the same thing with the other one. And this is the third part. Do the same thing. So this way they keep them together and it looks good at the end. All right, next step is to season them very well with the salt. Don't be stingy on the salt because it's gonna go with the other vegetable and the broth, so it's not going to be too much. Don't be scared of it. These are actually the fresh crushed pepper use that too. Okay, and do the same thing the other side. Now the most important part is after this, you have to seal this with the flour that I have here. That's the flour for. Let me put this aside. Okay. Make sure cover it very well. Let's tap the extra off. Okay, let me wash my hand. All right, it's getting hot. Okay. All right. All right, we put it here for about like around 3 minutes for each side. Okay. Then after that, we're taking out and start sauteing the rest of vegetable with the same oil or a pan. So these are the size that you have to cut, and do the same thing with the celery. Now again, it's up to you if you want to put more veggie or less, but usually this is the best size for the size of the meat that we have. It doesn't have to be fine, just chop it, you know, the way that I'm doing it. It's not too small, too big. Let me see if this is seared enough. Just maybe another 30 seconds. Okay, let's chop my garlic also. It seems good, pretty good. Yes, that's what we want to be like this. Another 3 minutes for the other side, then it goes to the oven with the vegetable, not right now. All right, it seems it's good now. So taking this and put it in the pot that we're going to cook the whole thing together. All right, it seems I put this without recording, but anyway, the first we put our onion. If it needs a little bit of oil, you can go ahead and do it, but this is the time actually I'm going to use some of the our butter. There you go. Let's put the garlic in. All right. The rest of our veggie goes in there too. As I said, some people they like to put more celery or carrots, but this size for me is good. And now this is the time that Italian they put white wine or red one. Depends on how deep they want to be, the color and the taste. Now I'm not going to put anything. I'm just going to put the stock. It's going to come up the same thing. Okay, just saute this for 3 minutes. Then we put the beef stock and the rest of the thing. See you. A little bit of the tomato paste. All right, tomato paste is what they do, but some people, they like to put the tomato puree or tomato sauce. This is mostly they use tomato paste. But if you want to use tomato itself, this is 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. For each tablespoon of tomato, you have to use 3 actual tomato for making this dish. All right, this is almost 3 minutes that has been sauteing very slowly. That's good enough. Now is the time to add the beef stock into that. Okay, I don't have to put more, but it's just a little bit. All right. Okay, this is the time you have to taste this to see if you really need to put a little bit salt or pepper, which I'm going to use a little bit, not too much. And also at the same time, this is a 2 bay leaf, and your rosemary goes here also. As soon as it starts boiling, then I'm going to transfer this to this pot. Now let me add a little bit salt and some of this corn pepper. Makes it very tasty. A little bit salt. So it starts boiling now. I don't want to mess everywhere, so I'm just trying to do it a little bit. Be careful about it because I don't want to just goes all over. So I prefer to do it like this. At least do it halfway, then the rest is going to be easier to transfer. Okay, now I think I can do the rest. There we go. Is exactly where we want it to be. Just covered most of the meat and turn off the heat. Now it's ready to go to the preheated oven. So it's going to the preheated oven at 250. I meant 350. 2.5 to 3 hours. Now we have time to make our risotto and baghali polo. Okay, for making our risotto, put a pan on a heat and a little bit of oil or butter preferred, and when it gets melted, then we're going to add this is actually a separate from our meat, just a little bit of the onion, very small pieces, chop that and add it to it, and let it turn to the golden brown. I'm going to make a small portion of risotto, and the reason is because I don't make this every day. My main dish is going to be baghali polo, but I just want to show you guys, how to make the risotto in case. The onion and the garlic makes it actually risotto very, very tasty. I add the garlic also, it's 2 cloves of garlic. Mix them together. Then in about maybe another couple minutes, we are going to add the risotto into that and saute that a little bit. Then we go from there. Now we add the dry risotto and also saute this for a few minutes. All right. For adding the chicken stock, you should, the way that I learned, you have to put it little by little, then add to get that smooth and silky, velvety result. Here you go. I don't put the whole thing all the way. As I said, just a little by little. As soon as it absorbs that chicken broth or stock, then we add a little bit more. Okay, now we add a little bit more. It might take about 15 to 20 minutes, so you have to keep doing it. So you might repeat this maybe 5-6 times to get the consistency of the very smooth texture. It's already been about like 15 minutes that it passed. Now it's the time to add the little bit of salt and a pepper. Like everything else, it needs that for the taste. Okay. It's very close to be done. We are almost there. Need a little bit of Parmesan. And also our saffron. Maybe a little bit more. All right, our risotto is done. Let's go cook our Baghali Polo. Done. All right, this is very familiar and easy for me because I'm making it always. So it's a polo for Baghali Polo. The people that they know me and they saw my videos, they know what the Baghali Polo is, and we make it with a different meat, especially lamb shank. That's what be fantastic. But for those that it's the first time, I'm just making it for them to know how to make it, and also go and see my video in Persian Baghali Polo with lamb. All right, this is a boiling water, okay, and this is 3 cups of basmati rice, which already washed, soaked in the water, and has a salt to it. So we're gonna add the whole thing in this, and just let it cook about maybe 8 minutes or 9 minutes. As soon as they start boiling and the rice coming up, that's the time we have to drain the water. Extra water because there is lots of salt and also extra starch, which you want to take it from that, and then we just rinse it and put it back, which you're gonna see. All right, you see all the rices coming up. This is the time we add the lima beans to it for another minute or so, and also some of this dry dill, not all of them, and less than a minute we're going to drain the whole thing. All right, we are going to drain it. A little bit water, but like a few teaspoon water. You put it back there, add a little bit of the cooking oil and some saffron. That's we're going to make for the tadik or crispy rice. We wash the excess salt and starch. That's good enough. Let all the water goes out. Meanwhile, our pot is getting a little bit hot and start, just boiling like here. Trying to emulsify water and oil together, which is like this, so it's not kind of separate. It gets together. Now it's ready to put the rice back into this. Let's do that. All right, first I put mostly the white rice in the bottom. All right, push a little bit first to make it good tahdig. It's good enough. Now we make sure these things is going to be mixed, and each layer that we put, we put a little bit of the dill to it. So usually I put a little bit more baghali or fava bean, but I didn't have more than this, so I used what I had. So almost there. Okay. Put the rest of the dill here. Mix them. All right, try this, should be loose. Don't push it. All right, that's good enough. Okay. Make it a little bit holes just for breathing, and put it back to the heat. The first 4 or 5 minutes in a high heat. As soon as I start steaming, then we're gonna cover it with the kitchen cloth. Then it's gonna be our Baghali Polo. All right, if you look at this here, you see how it steams going all over. Now it's a time for just add this kitchen towel, so it's not prevent to go in the back to the rice and make it mushy. Now this is the time also, if you like to butter taste, this is the time. Just put a little bit here, a little bit there. If you don't, you don't have to. This butter has been sitting in a room temperature. That's why it's like this. She's actually is pretty good. All over. There you go. Beautiful. So we leave it alone, reduce the heat to the low. Okay, very low. You see that? And leave it for 45 minutes. By the time I think the meat is ready too. All right, guys, it's been about almost 3 hours, and I took it out of the oven, and it should be done. Now, in this stage, there is a couple things they do. Some people, they take the meat and put the vegetable on the top of it. Some people, as I said, just put a mashed potato on the bottom of the dish and put one of the meat on top, and they use the juice only. You know, either they smash them and drain it, just get the clear juice, and they put it on the meat. Or what I can do right now, I'm gonna just make the Ossobuco on a dish, just one, and the rest I'm going to just put it for the Baghali Polo. Okay. All right, guys, this is our food. Italian Ossobuco and Iranian, they married together. So it's a Baghali Polo, and here is Ossobuco, which is substitute for the lamb shank. So that's the Italian Persian fusion. And I hope that you enjoy the video. I really did enjoy, and I hope that you like it. Don't forget, share, subscribe, give me a like. Till next time with another dish. Bye.